Hello, this is Friendly Cat, and we've got a very fun run today. We'll be doing the achievement Australia-Hungary, where as Australia, we need to own all of Hungary's cores wherever they may be. This is a very fast run, playing as a cool country. We should be able to finish this by the end of 1938, early 1939 at the latest. If you haven't done this recently, or if you haven't done it at all, I definitely recommend you give it a try. If you've tried the paradrop run, which is a great way to do it, this method emphasizes land combat. First things first, we're going to set our resistance law to no garrison. This maximizes our manpower because we'll be needing a lot of manpower. We're also going to sail our ships up into the Black Sea. We want to get them up there before Turkey remilitarizes those straits so we can use them in a later naval invasion, because that's how Navy works. It can just sit up there in the sea indefinitely. We're also going to be lend-leasing England. This is going to be the first of my many mistakes. We shouldn't be lend-leasing England. It's absolutely not necessary, and it actually gates us from completing our other focuses because it lowers our autonomy. So I wouldn't do this if I were you. After we take never another Gallipoli, then we want to proceed down to abandon the Westminster system as we continue on our way toward communism and eventually joining the Comintern. We'll also be working on focus primarily on short-term focus. We want Marines, and then we want some industrial, and then we want land combat. No ships, no air, and with 2 focused research slots, we should have no problem making that happen. As soon as we have 30 command power, let's take the Army Offense Specialist. Not only is he going to gain us some Army XP, but we'll be using that +5 offense modifier in the upcoming war. I think that's a little better than the other 2 options. After abandon the Westminster system, we want to ban fascism, immediately ban fascism before it can get a single tick off, and that way all of the decreases to the Democracy Party will flow into communism and let us raise as fast as possible. We are now soft locked out until continuing down that focus, so let's take a few army focuses. This is what our tank is going to look like. We're going to make a little cheap anti-air, high armor tank. This early in the war, it's interwar, or in the world, interwar mediums. Yeah, don't be deterred. These are just fine. They're going to work very well for our purposes. Let's check. Yep, but we still cannot proceed down the communists. Our autonomy level is still too low. So let's take another army-related focus and continue. Okay, now if we had not lend-leased with Britain, we could wait 11 days and then proceed down. But because we did, we're stalled out. We have to take one more focus. So we'll take another army-related focus. And so we're delayed on our war. My mistake. But that's all right. We'll make it work. And now we finally have a low enough autonomy, or high enough autonomy, I guess, that we can proceed down to empower the workers. After that, we'll take delegation to China, just for the purpose of continuing down that focus. Our industrial look should look something like this, or production. I have one too many factories on those tanks. Probably should have another one on infantry weapons instead. But it's okay, it all works out, and we'll continue to research industrial focuses in 1937. After delegation to China, continue down to commitment to the cause, which will free us from the Allies. We're still not communist yet, but we're getting there, After commitment to the cause, indirect support is probably better than direct support, but I took direct support here. I don't think it really matters all that much. And we're also just about ready to become communist, which will then let us start to justify. So we want to open up political discourse and then hold the national referendum before starting to justify on Yugoslavia. We want to move quick because we want to get this war started as fast as possible to beat Hungary before they can take the focus, which expands their cores if possible. So let's declare, and we cannot, because I mismanaged my political power. I increased my economic laws, so try not to do that. That was unnecessary of me. We're going to start to also upgrade our divisions into Marines, start training them up. Do infantry only if possible while you're training. That way you're just burning those high reliability infantry without burning artillery or support. And then later on you can switch the templates once they become experienced divisions. Also, something to keep in mind as communists, I should have taken the military support to give us more manpower. Big mistake, and yet another mistake in a long list of mistakes on this run. Well, I never took that spirit. Well, eventually we will get to the point where we have enough political power, hooray, that we can start justifying on Yugoslavia. Let's see, how fast will it take? When can we finally get into Yugoslavia? April, that's really late. You can get there by January, so I've really avalanche of mistakes. But after direct support, let's go ahead and start down the Comintern, to join the Comintern. One thing we're going to do is we're going to block off or red some zones so that our army divisions from the west part of Australia cannot directly connect to Australia. They're going to actually travel up to the northwest. I want them to actually start heading toward Leningrad before the Comintern focus finishes, so when it does, they're just a little bit closer to the Soviet Union. After we complete the Comintern, let's go ahead and finish up with our last focus, which just gives us a little bit more manpower, because manpower really is very important to us on this run. We're also going to create our final form of our defensive divisions. These are 6 width with support artillery. Normally we would not use these, but for Australia, with short on manpower, we need to form little org walls, and they'll actually fight pretty well for themselves in this type of run. And here we are, ready to be prepared to do our little naval invasion. Our next focus, after we wait a few days for the Anschluss, is to start down our world tension focuses. Our Marines look just like this, not too shabby. They will land, they will force the landing with those amphibious bonuses. They don't need help from attacks from the sides. And here we are, ready to finally justify on Hungary, and again, we're out of political power. The war started with Yugoslavia, so we waited to that justification to complete, but that's okay. Some Lend-Lease from the Soviet Union, that's going to be helpful. Okay, France, how much are you going to give us? Thousands of guns and artillery, just what we need for our little wars, right? Let's see how much you're going to give me. Not so much. Boy, this Lend-Lease is not working out so well. That was probably a waste of political power. But here those Marines are landing, and sure enough, they are absolutely going to slam through whoever is waiting for them. No problem, they're going to land here today, so we can finish off Romania. Well, with our first Marines off, look at that. Never tell me that recon support doesn't have its usefulness. There we go, we managed to cut off that horse, and therefore we're going to get a very quick, easy encirclement. The other naval invasions aren't doing so well, but that's right. Finally, we have enough political power to justify on Hungary. And when will that justification finish? It finishes in, oh my goodness, early November. I think it gives us like 4 days to capitulate them before they expand their cores. Boy, too many mistakes. Well, this is a rather vicious quadruple battle, triple battle in one square. Lots of fighting in different areas. We're pushing out slowly but surely against Romania. And with a little bit of fighting, our Marines are able to overpower Romania and get into Budapest, which is very important because it's a supply hub, also gives us a few more mills, and makes us that much closer to taking care of Romania. We're also able to head north, but not before checking on our Lend-Lease. In this case, we've over Lend-Leased, so we've run out of convoys. That's no good. That impacts our supply, so we're actually going to have to give up Lend-Lease, even though Venezuela wants to give us guns and artillery. That's okay. We need those convoys. Meanwhile, the attack continues. We're getting more and more green bubbles as we wear Romania down, and our Marines have now taken another little supply hub. And for no good reason, this actually pretty much causes the entire Romanian army to attrition and lets us sneak around to get another encirclement. Not a lot, just a couple divisions, but you know what? We'll take every division we can because we're going to slowly whittle down Romania. We still have not called in the Comintern. Probably should have, probably could have. As we head north, we take another supply hub and another victory point. We'll kind of stretch these lines a little bit. You can see a red bubble in the southwest, but those org walls are holding pretty well. And now we can finally take an improved manpower, but again, no political power. Mismanagement again. No one's fault but my own, but so we're going to be short on manpower for a little bit longer. That's right, let's just snake on through to get our last victory point so we can finally bring Romania to capitulation all on our own. We still haven't called in the Comintern, probably should have by now, but whatever, we're so close. That wasn't enough. Let's get one more point, one more little victory point, and we can claim Romania for ourselves. Here we go, and fantastic. All right, that was actually pretty cool. Well done with land combat, and now we own Romania. The race is on. So let's call in the Comintern. Probably should have called them earlier. At this point, probably shouldn't call them at all, but I'm going to try to race through to take out Hungary. So we're going to head along the north side of Yugoslavia. Let's use our Marines to just push on through, or not. Look at those red bubbles. It's painful to watch. So painful. We finally have enough political power to increase our manpower. It's probably too late to really help us that much in this run, but better late than never. Let's proceed down, and we get draft dodging right away. As soon as we move out of volunteers, they're like, we're having none of it. Australia's having none of it. But let's be smart. Let's pause that decision until we've completed our justification of Hungary. We've got a few days. We definitely don't want to go into a negative political power situation. And the Marines are starting to get some traction, and with the justification of Hungary complete, go ahead, let's fire off the bottom decision. Doesn't matter if we go negative political power now. And here we go. Let's go to war with Hungary. We're not going to call in the Comintern. We're going to race across. And if we can defeat them before they take their focus to expand their cores, we just have to take 3 states. So let's see, can we do it? And we go into slow-mo as we watch them complete their focus and expand northward. I don't know if you caught it. They completed the focus. They expanded their cores. So now we have to take 2 states out of Yugoslavia. We already took the states we needed in Romania. So be it. That was a plan B. So close, so close. But it's all right. We're going to capitulate Hungary without too much trouble. And as we capitulate Hungary, we will end up going to the peace conference. We're going to take all of their states, but they still have cores on those 2 states, West Banat, and I can't pronounce the name, the V state name, just south in Yugoslavia. So because we were a little bit slow and made so many mistakes, we're just going to rip through Yugoslavia. Yes, the Comintern's involved. Yes, they're going to get some more score, but it's not going to matter. We're just tearing through Yugoslavia. And it doesn't take too long. We'll take them to the peace conference. I'll take the 2 states we need for the achievement, and I should just call it quits. But no, let's be greedy. And sure enough, the Soviets will challenge. No, stop challenging me. Let's end this achievement. Let's be done. Foolishness of my part to the end. But eventually will they stop challenging? I got more war score. And that's it. That's the achievement. Lots of mistakes, lots of things we could have done better, but nonetheless, a lot of fun. We did complete the achievement. We completed with land combat, which is a great thing to practice. Well, I hope you have fun watching this. Hope you learned a little bit. If this will help you if you ever complete this achievement or other achievements that use a lot of land combat. I had a lot of fun watching this, or playing this, excuse me, and thank you very much for watching.